What's up, y'all? My name is Ross Swinson. Today we're going to be learning the solo from Smoke on the Water. But first, if you enjoy our content, please give us a like, comment, subscribe, and check us out on YouTube memberships and Patreon. Okay, this solo is in the key of G minor. And we're going to start up here surrounding this G minor chord. If you're familiar with it, this is like your A minor moved all the way up to the 10th fret. For those familiar with your pentatonic patterns, this first part is kind of based in pattern 4, what I would call pattern 4. Okay, here's the first lick. All right, so this is in that pattern 4. Just going from 12D, 10G, 12G. And then I'm gonna go up to this 13th fret B string, and I'm gonna do like a pre-bend, unbend. Now I'm doing on this note, this 11th fret, I'm kind of just doing a little tiny quarter bend on it each time. That's like the minor third. A lot of people will do that, you know. So that's what I like to do there. Now I noticed that Richie Blackmore, he seems to have like a really fast vibrato, and he does that particularly on these two notes. You know, I guess just on that 12th fret G string. So that's the first lick. Here's the second lick, kind of starts out in the same place. All right, so now we're going up, and then we're gonna hit that 11th fret B string and bend it up, and then back down. So now this is kind of a single string lick here. So kind of going 11, 10, 8, 10, and then, now this is like a legato lick here. You're doing, that's all one pick. So we got, now our next lick, so this is kind of getting us into what looks like a pattern 1. It sort of is, you know, but it's really pattern 3 in disguise. So we got like the 6th fret B string, and then 8 to 10 on the G string. And that 8th fret, again, since that's not part of our actual G minor pentatonic scale, it sounds a little off, but it's just sort of a passing note, you know, so it works. And then again here, I feel like those are pre-bends. So just, and the same thing here. So on to lick 3. This is probably my favorite lick in the solo. Love it. So it's like it looks like a pattern 1 lick again, but it's not really. So we have, first we're doing the 8th fret. So 8E, 8B, up to 11B. And then we're doing, this is a lick that I see in so many solos. I actually call it the circle lick. So we're doing a bend on the 10th fret G string, and then kind of coming back up 8 and 8. And then to 11 on B. And now we're coming down like this. So we're kind of doing the same pattern on the B and G strings here. You're going 11, 10, 8, 11, 10, 8. So. And then we're going to go down to 10 on D. So we go 10D. Up to 10G, and then we're going to come down 8, 7, and then 10, 8, 7 on the D string, all the way down to 10 on the A string, which is our root, that's our G. So we got, now this is one of those licks where I'm not positive how many of these notes he's picking. If you're not, you know, super comfortable picking every single one of those notes, doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs is totally fine. You can still achieve a really similar effect. Okay, here's lick 4. Now he's kind of like trying to go from here down to pattern 1 for G minor down here. And this starts at it kind of connects with that third lick. You know, you've got the... So as soon as you hit this G, you're going into this next lick. And one thing I noticed, if you listen to the isolated guitar, he plays this really staccato. Staccato is when you separate your notes. It's the opposite of legato. So you kind of have this. Now listen to it and kind of do your own. There's a lot of different degrees of staccato. Like that's a really staccato line, or you could just, or just slightly separated like that. Whatever is to your taste, you know. So we got 10A, and then we got 8-7 on D, and then 10-8 on D, and then we're gonna go down the G string, 8-7-5-3. Now when we get to this 3, we're doing, there's like a quick, you know, whole step bend up to the 5th fret there. And at first I was going to, like making it in a ba-da-da-da-da-da, but it's actually not. That bend is a little shorter. It's like kind of an afterthought, da-da-da. So that's anyways what I was hearing. And then, so on this, he's got you're kind of playing around with the 5-3-2-3-2-3-2-0. And then this is the only place he uses the whammy bar, I'm pretty sure. And if you don't have one, it's kind of weird because you're just going like, and it's just ringing out, you know? So if you have a whammy bar, I definitely recommend using it here. You could do, kind of does like a down, like slower down one. And then he does like a, at the end of it, you know? I think it's a really fun effect, and he just throws it in there once in the solo. If you don't have a whammy bar, here's another thing you could do. So you could like go to the 4th fret D string and bend up, because that 5th fret D is the same as an open G. So you could like 4th or 3rd fret, you know, do something like that, and it kind of creates that effect still. Because otherwise, like I said, you're just kind of letting this note ring out for a second. It's kind of awkward. So, all right, that does it for lick 4, I believe. So here's, I think, lick 5. Again, we start with the circle lick. But this time we're gonna bend this note up. So we got 5th fret bend on G, and then we got 3-3, and then 6 on B. But instead of going down like we did up here, we're gonna bend it up a whole step, and then hit the 3rd fret on the E string. So that's a unison. It's like Chuck Berry style. When we come down though, we're doing that same pattern as up here, you know? So now it's on 6-5-3, 6-5-3. So, and then 5-5-3. And then you're gonna go to the 5th fret G string. And that's, you do 4 bends there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. So that whole lick again. Now from here, I'm gonna slide up and do the next lick. So from that bend, we're like sliding up to 7. I'm using my middle finger there, so it's kind of a little sleight of hand that you have to do, and that just helps me get in to this position. So 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 8, and then 6, 8 on the E string. And then you bend that 8 on the E string again. So the first one is like a, kind of stop that bend at the top. And then, it's another theme in these solos, he'll like kind of pick each one of those notes instead of being like, so very staccato, you know. All right, let's move into the next lick here. So this is actually the hardest part for me, and I'll tell you why in a second. So mainly what was hard here is this lick. So what it is, first we're starting on the 8th fret B string, so we're going 8, 11, and then we kind of come down here and do a circle lick again. So doing the 10th fret bend on the G string, and then 8, 8, and then 11 on B. That's a really important lick to know. And now what we do is we get stuck in this little loop. So what I would do is practice this by itself. I found alternate picking was the easiest way to do that. So I would just try that down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Wait, hold on. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what makes it so hard. Your alternate picking is based off of, 2, before you loop, down and up, and then this is a 3-note lick, so it's like kind of repeating, or it's, it's weird. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so anyways, we got, you do that twice, and then you're gonna kind of like pivot and go back up. And then we go 8, 10, 11, 13, and then bend that 13th fret, so. Now this part right here, if you just cannot get the picking down on that, just do hammer-ons and pull-offs. I used to do this. You could do that where you just pick the 8th fret and then hammer on from nowhere to 11 and pull off to 8. That was one of the first flashy, fast licks I could do. So. And if you've got enough distortion or compression or something, the notes will still ring out about the same volume level as the other notes. So that does it for that lick. Now you get to take a little break, kind of. So up here, back in pattern 4, kind of where we started. Now I'm on the 13th fret, bending that up and down. And again, he's not going, or sorry, he's not doing that. He's picking a lot of the notes individually there. So all things considered, though, not a super challenging part. This next part was, it's an easy-ish lick, but it's hard to get in tune. So I'll show you what it is. So you go on the 5th fret G string, bend up, get your pinky on 6th fret B string, and then that bent note on the G string, you pick it, bend down, and then pull off to 3. So, and I think just, going from the tension of the E string and B string all the way down here to where it's a little slinkier and on the G string, I think I just was overbending a lot. I was doing stuff like that and it didn't sound great, but, and then, after you do the, you're gonna go 5, 3, 5 on D. And that does it for that lick. Now here's the last part. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding up to 8. I'm starting with my neck pickup. And then I'm gonna get 8 on E as well. And then 6, E, 8, E, and bend 8 up. Whoops. And then when that bends, when it gets to the top of the bend, you switch to the bridge pickup. And then what you do is you just kind of pick it as it's unbending, starting out with 8th notes. And you kind of slow it down to quarter note triplets. So. Oops, I didn't do the thing. And then the last thing is you just come down with the 6th fret and bend that up. Give that a little bit of vibrato. I didn't really bother to count how many of those there are. But what I would suggest is any part of this, and really this goes for every song that you learn, If you're having trouble with the rhythm at all, go to YouTube, slow it down to like 70%, or it doesn't matter if you slow it down to 50% or whatever, just really slow and just try to sync up with every note. That's kind of where you can really get good rhythmic exercise, is practicing very, very slowly. All right, that was the solo from Smoke on the Water. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube memberships and Patreon, and we'll see you in the next video.